Hey, as promised, we're going to start my new style show today with all kinds of different things. First off, big news in the last couple of weeks was San Diego Comic Con. Thing that I was most watching out for was the Watchmen panel, and one of my greatest fears about the movie was set to rest. Not the owl shit, not anything like that, but it was Rorschach's mask, and obviously, how it moves and how it changes. And I got a little clip now in case you didn't see any of the footage, that just it looks perfect. As he's going into the comedian's house, he discovers his secret chamber, and this is what this clip is going to show. Sorry about the shoddy quality of video there. Obviously, it wasn't me who recorded it, and someone obviously just had a handy cam and they're trying to keep it away from the security guards. I also had to chop it up just to demonstrate my point about Rorschach's mask, so I'm sorry about that. I'm a member of this forum called WatchmenComicMovie.com, which is not just a forum, it has a lot of, Watchmen information on there, and it's an absolutely great site. If you've got any interest in Watchmen whatsoever, I just recommend you go and just even have a 5-minute look at the site, especially the forum, because there's so many intelligent people with intelligent input on there, and they also get a lot of interviews and little inside info from some of the insiders in the movie, which the rest of us aren't going to see the finished result for another almost 9 months, I think it is. Anyway, back to comics. Favourite comic of the past month, same as last month, was Old Man Logan, Wolverine 67. Absolutely brilliant comic. Miller just absolutely excels at these kind of what-if stories, as he did with Enemy of the State. Now, Wolverine Enemy of the State, that is. Civil War was great, and I enjoy a lot of his other stuff, but this kind of taking a character and just all the characters around him and just, pushing it as far as it can go and just getting as much as you can out of it. In this issue, we saw the Ghost Riders. There's a group of kids that ride around, acting like Ghost Riders. Las Vegas has now become this shrine to superheroes, and it's the America's greatest tourist attraction, and it's just brilliant. And the best thing is, better than Miller's writing in a way, is McNiven's artwork. I'm sure he's doing the artwork of his life here, because the emotions in the face, the action sequences, they're just spot on. They're absolutely fantastic. As with the Hulk splash page in the last issue, this just completely adds to the whole effect of the comic with its depth. In this panel, we can just see the fear in Wolverine's eyes, showing that, he's literally not the man he used to be. But Hawkeye is. With that last panel, you can just see the old Wolverine, the real Wolverine, just the white eyes and, a smirk on his face, enjoying the hell out of that ride. But, it's just a shadow of his former self, which is why I love the book, Aside from Old Man Logan, this is my favourite series at the moment, which, I wasn't going to buy originally because I thought, okay, it's Fraction, but it's just going to be, a movie tie-in, but it's so much more. In this issue, it does go into, the backstory of Obadiah Stane, but it goes into so much more than that, It's got his son in it, you're seeing the dynamic between Pepper and Tony, great story. Ezekiel Stane, to give a quick update, has got some black market Stark tech, and he's using it for terrorist purposes and causing destruction all over the world. In this issue, Iron Man accidentally or on purpose goes into Chinese territory, and the Chinese don't like that, so they get some big ass robots sent after him. So good issue. The next issue, issue 4, which I'm going to review next time, much better issue in my opinion, but still a good series, very good series. Surpassed all expectations on my part. And the biggest issue of the past month or so was probably this, Uncanny X-Men 500, which a lot of people were complaining about, saying, it's only good in the middle. I thought it was great, fair enough, it is bookended by these prologues, whatever, and but it's an interesting story, and I especially like, the idea of the old Sentinels being used as like an modern art installation. Good idea. This I didn't like at all. Just I've been a big defender of Secret Invasion, and this issue just let me down. You see the Sentry just flying off, and there's this scroll speak in the background over like a montage of what's happening, and I just don't think it's well written, and I don't think there's much point to it. I think everything that happened in this particular issue could have happened in about half an issue. Although obviously we see Thor shows up at the end, which would have to be at the end, and Captain America. I heard someone arguing that this is Steve Rogers, this is how they're going to bring Steve Rogers back. But you can see obviously that he's got a star on his shoulder, and he hasn't got the Steve Rogers chainmail. So it's just Bucky, right? It's just Bucky joining the fight. I am looking forward to the Matt Fraction, obviously Matt Fraction, I fucking love Matt Fraction, my god. Secret Invasion Thor issues, which I'm going to pick up. So we can do something different now. This is a piece of crap. This Hive by Steve Niles with 30 Days of Night fame is a piece of crap, right? It's not a good story. The artwork, although it's supposed to be this, this scratchy style to try and, emphasize, the kind of inhumanity and, the kind of fucked up, basically, stuff that's going on in the story, it doesn't save the fact that this is a piece of crap. The cover price on this is $7.49, which means if I was to buy this new, that would be over $10, 10 euros, sorry, right? That is crap. I bought it for 25 cents and I still feel like I wasted my money. I read that in about half an hour and I threw it on the floor and said that is an absolute piece of crap. And that's why I reserved it for my first that is a piece of crap little section. Because that is a piece of crap. Do not touch it with a 10-foot comics pole. Okay? For my alt comics, this is technically an alt comic, Jeff Lewis, of Jeffrey Lewis and the Jitters fame, a superstar of indie folk rock, writes and draws this, and the majority of it is basically autobiographical. It's almost like a diary account of him travelling across Europe, which is apparently a six-parter. I've only got this issue, which he sent to me personally, which was nice. And the second big story in it is him talking about how they don't get hotels when they're on tour. They take the generosity of strangers and stay in their homes and keep the hotel money. That's the only way they can, almost, make a kind of profit by doing these tours. It's good insight. Anything that's this autobiographical is usually self-indulgent, and it just isn't. Go on jefflewis.com or jeffreylewis.com, check his stuff out, and I am going to order the rest of the back issues of this because it's just brilliant. My blast from the past for this week was sent to me, another free thing, I'm this lucky, by Cami of Cami's Comic Corner fame, which it's the Astonishing X-Men Volume 1, which is gifted. And I'm not a Joss Whedon fan. I've never liked Buffy. I never liked Angel. This is so good. I can't believe how good this is. This is the kind of X-Men story that should be written every time. It's got an all-star team, right? We got Beast, we got Emma Frost, we got Shadowcat, we got Cyclops, and obviously Wolverine, because Wolverine's in every X team. But it's just a damn good story. I haven't finished it yet, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. It's about, there's a mutant cure, as there always is. But, Beast wants it because, his de-evolution is almost, it's getting worse and worse. And although he's still got his mind, he's lost a lot of his human features, including his hands, which he's, obviously very depressed about. Great book. Thank you, Cami. And Cami does one of the best shows on YouTube, so check him out, Cami's Comic Corner. My name's Ian Continent. You can contact me by sending me a message on here. I have a MySpace, which is on my little profile thing. You can subscribe. I don't do that. You subscribe to me, I'll subscribe to you thing. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. If you don't. If you want to give me 1 star, give me 1 star. Yeah, so that's it. I'm going to keep up this style of show. Try and keep it regular. Later on today or tomorrow, I'm going to do this week's stuff, which will be very much like this, but a lot more on the current state of comics this week. And that's it.